I was not expecting that.
Not expecting that in the slightest. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, what a performance. I mean, I just, when I saw the lineups at the start, I was sort of gulped a bit and I thought, oh God, we got, because Man United, they looked like they had a bit of an average backline and a bit of an average midfield. But I thought that the other night as well. But their front players are the ones that make all the difference, aren't they? And
they are. Even their average players. I mean, Lindelof and Bailly. I mean, they're not cheap players. They've not been great for Man United. That was a real strong starting lineup. I mean, when I saw ours, I thought we'd gone stronger than what I didn't anticipate we'd go that strong at all. No. I thought we'd be putting more. I didn't think Bowen would start. I was surprised when I saw Bowen in there, but he didn't look tired, did he? My God,
no, he didn't. I thought he was. I thought Bowen. He was 50% better tonight, leading the line. I thought he was really, really good. He really put himself about. Bit of a physical, he looked very physical today. He was really giving the defenders a hard time.
And, 1 minute. Well, we just got a comment on the stream. I think what you need to do is on the link. If you click on the StreamYard link, if you want to comment, I think all you have to do is just click on it, and then what it does is you just accept StreamYard the ability to use your name, and then when you leave a comment, I can share it, because if you don't, all I get is that. It just says a Facebook user. So if you
Lingardoo.
Yeah, Lingardoo. So if you do want to leave any comments, just do that, and then we'll be able to see who it is.
I'll tell you what, we really dealt with Lingard tonight. Well, I'll tell you, we dealt with Lingard tonight like we should have dealt with him the other night. I don't know about that. He really put himself about, but from early on,
I'm only joking.
From early on, he looked like a player that we knew, right? So Noble was all over him. He was giving him a little kick and a little nudge. He tried to push him into the holdings once down the hill where Fredericks went. And that is how we should have dealt with him the other night. I think only Zuma would have shown him inside onto his right foot the other night. I think all the other players in the team who knew him would have done that. It was a shame.
Familiar with him.
It was a shame because Zuma clearly wasn't familiar with him, and he did that. It was an error. It was an error. But I thought we dealt with him so well tonight, and Sancho and all the other superstars that they had on there, because they had quite a number of superstars, didn't they? Bruno Fernandes comes on at the end. Greenwood comes on. Nearly scores, but he comes on.
I mean, he did look dangerous, didn't he? As soon as he came on, he had that chance, didn't he? Straight over the top. And Areola, he kind of got himself together in the second half, didn't he? Because the first half, he was a little bit erratic. I think he
had a dodgy first 10 minutes when he was clearly, it's his first performance. I think he was just settling down. He was just getting into it. I mean, what happened was, that I think Bailly came up for the corner and he's come out. Now I like the fact that he's come off his line and tried to win it, but with someone like him, like Bailly, who's enormous and is jumping, even with his arms outstretched, there's no way you're going to reach that ball, right? So it was a bit of a balls up in judgment. But I love the way he flew back towards the goal afterwards. Did you see it?
It was a bit of a flashback to David James, wasn't it? To be honest, the way he came out there. I mean, the thing is, when you do that, if you are going to come off as a keeper, if you are going to come flying out like that, you can't be indecisive. And he wasn't indecisive. He made a decision and he followed it through. It was a wrong decision though. In the end.
He wasn't indecisive, but I remember what I said earlier. I really like a keeper that comes off his line and makes things happen. And there was a cross midway late through the first half, a cross down low from the touchline.
Can you say that?
Yeah. Oh well.
I'll take Spurs.
Spurs got through, but at least Wolves made them sweat.
Did they get through? I saw there was 2-0 up, and then it was 2-2 last time I checked.
They were winning the penalty shootout. Chelsea were winning the penalty shootout as well. So against Villa. Look, I don't really fear anybody in this competition because. Let's go back to Areola. Let's not jump around the house, right? Areola, I like a keeper who comes out and tries to do something and tries to grab the ball. I thought that. It was a very underestimated save, that one that he made from the cross, where the guy got down to the touchline and cut it back. and he actually he blocked it, and he didn't only block it, he
Yeah.
blocked it away as well, and it's completely out of danger. And if that was Fabianski, you know, Fabianski would have been standing on his line.
Yeah, he did that a few times. He was also, I think, his distribution, you could see in the second half, he really settled down. I mean, in the second half, you could really see he was growing into the game. He felt comfortable. But you know, I think sort of talking about some sort of immense performances there, because there were some great performances. I think Johnson was really, really good today, although he did tire towards the end. But Diop, my fucking God. I mean, that was Diop today. When we was raving about Zuma, but Diop was every bit as good as what Zuma was the other night. He was immense.
Diop was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. But I'll tell you who else was amazing. Dawson put in.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. He was good.
And that goes across the back line, because Fredericks was good before he went off. I think when we were at 5 at the back, I think with Masuaku playing near, I was either in front of or outside of Johnson. You know, I think he did a good job, but you could see defensively a couple of times he made the odd balls up. But I love having Masuaku on the pitch, because he's a bit of a wild card, and the opposition clearly don't know what he's going to do next, primarily because he doesn't know what he's going to do next. Right?
Yeah.
He ain't got a clue what his feet are going to do, is he?
No. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think he was better initially, but you can see he was he ran out of steam, didn't he? He was starting to look very sloppy towards the end. You know, I think made a big difference to us when we made those changes. Brought Fornells on. I thought Vlasic, he looked all right today. I mean, there was one moment. I don't know whether you noticed it. There was one moment which did frustrate me with Vlasic, and that was that break from Bowen, and he seemed to slam on the brakes, Vlasic, when Bowen sort of ran through, and he was behind Bowen, so it weren't to stay on side, but he almost eased up, and you think maybe it's a confidence thing. I don't know. Maybe he just needs a goal, but he ain't going to get a goal if he's if he's lacking that sort of intensity.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. He did do that, but I must admit the last 10 minutes plus injury time passed me by, because I was really nervous watching it.
Yeah, I was as well.
It was end to end, wasn't it? And we missed 2 quality chances there. You know, Yarmolenko should have put that away, and Noble should have put that away as well. He
was blowing out of his arse, so when he ran the full length of the pitch there to get to that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not blaming him. But I'm just saying it's a good chance. And I know he tried to put it through the keeper's legs, but he had so little energy, he couldn't open his body enough to. What he needed to do was hit it low in between the keeper's legs, and he ended up hitting it high in between the keeper's legs, so he saved it. Yeah. You know, but there were a lot of little niggles out there. I thought it was a lovely physical game. We're keeping up this little routine of West Ham being nasty and horrible. Right. Yeah. And there were a number of times in the first half, I think Noble, until he got booked, he was kicking everybody, pulling everybody. You know, he was like the big fat bloke. No, he ain't fat, but he was like the big fat bloke on Sunday League playing amongst a bunch of kids. Right. And he was just
chasing people around the pitch, biting ankles. That's all he was doing the whole game. Yeah. But it kept going. Look, we know what Noble's limitations are, but I think he did really, really well. And also I think there's a really good debut from Crowell. I've got to be honest. He gave the ball away a few times, but I think he was excellent. He was really, really good.
I really enjoyed watching him. I enjoyed watching him from the start. I mean, he was getting forward a lot early in the first half, wasn't he?
Oh, here's a good one. What did you make of Matic kneeing Kufau on the balls? Did you see that?
I know, dirty.
I know. Fucking, that was blatant as well.
I was surprised that Kufau didn't stay down for a bit longer, because it was right in the plums, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But
he must have
he just got straight back up again.
Titanium plums of Kufau. Yeah, that was a little bit of filth, and I think on VAR, Matic might have been in a little bit of bit.
He got booked. He got booked. Yeah. I mean, it worked. I don't mind all that. I mean, if one of our players did that to one of theirs, we'd love it, wouldn't we? So
we'd laugh. Yeah, of course we would. Yeah, without doubt. But I thought it was back to front, a great performance. Going back to Crowell, I really enjoyed watching him. He broke up a lot of play, and he seemed to read the game really well. He was sitting, at times when we were really under the cosh, he was closing the door to Man United quite a lot.
Yeah,
he provided the legs alongside Noble, and probably made Noble look better. Because he did look quite good, Noble, didn't he? I think, nobody.
He looks okay. Yeah, he looks okay.
Nobody in that team.
What did you make of Ollie's gremlin face towards the end? Because I was loving
Well,
it.
you know, he's an horrible little git. He is. I mean, the other night after they've just about scraped through, right? They've scraped through with Noble missing a penalty at the end. They interview him after the game, and he's like, we should have won. We should have won. We deserve to win. We should have won. No, we totally deserve to win. We totally
penalties
deserve to
as
win.
well. You know, should have had both penalties. You know, you just think,
yeah, exactly. And you know what he's going to be saying now in the post-match interview today, even though we should have really won that 3-0, in the post-match interview, he's going to say, we should have won. We deserve to win. We had the chances.
He had such a constipated. He had such a constipated expression, didn't he? He was. Yeah. So, all right, we're bringing on Bruno now. He'll sort it all out. Bruno, shit.
Bruno, who tries to take a kickball and run it through into the goal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, I don't know what he was doing there. I did think for a minute. I thought, is that legal?
What's that?
When he put that in.
We've got 9 viewers, Gal. We're on. This is
our new record. This is a record. It's amazing.
Massive. We're like West Ham. We're massive.
I look forward to to clips tomorrow. I look forward to seeing that. I think it'd be
yeah. I'm just so relieved. I mean, I was expecting to get goosed when I saw.
Yeah. So was I really.
I weren't expecting anything out of that at all. You know, and I'll tell you who I am pleased for, really, more than anything else, is Moyes, just so he can kind of break that hoodoo. You could see how much that meant to him at the end. Did you see his face when? I mean, I know Fornals is great. I love him, but he did drift offside, and that kind of that passing move broke down. And it was when Fornals drifted offside, and his face, he was fucking fuming. He was so angry. He was, you know. I think that's really important for him to get that.
I think so. It's that record that he's got, that horrible record of not beating the big sides, right? So this is a really good result, a really positive result. And let's be honest, right? We should have had a draw the other day. We have beaten Man United tonight with our first and our second team, right? We've put in a premium performance both times, and we couldn't really ask for any more than what we've seen in these two games. Even their second squad is worth a couple of 100 million.
Of course, right?
And ours just isn't. You know, we that is cobbled together at best. But when you look at some of the performances, and it's, you know what it is with us, it's the discipline and the way we play. Every player in that squad just fits into the system, and they just operate. And the way I thought it was an absolute the way he changed it around when he switched from a 5 to a 4. Moyes, when he decided. That was I thought brilliant, because we were under the cosh at the time and we needed more impetus to go forward, and so that's what he did. He brought Vlasic and Fornals on. He took off a defender, or sort of defender, in Masuaku, and went for it at the back and changed it around. And I want to watch, because that last 10 minutes really passed me by, because I was really genuinely shitting myself. That last 10 minutes, I'd like to watch.
We were amazing. It was end to end, but I mean, we could have had 4 goals in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, because it wasn't just the Noble and the Yarmolenko chance. We had the when it Bowen, he ran down the right hand side. He sort of shot near post. You know, we was all over him. But you know, I think going back to the first goal, because obviously it was a shame because he went off, but Fredericks looked amazing for
he looked mustard.
10 minutes when he came on. You know, he had their fullback on toast, didn't he?
He looked mustard. He's very injury prone, but I think, you know, how is Man United allowed to have that massive dip around the edge of the pitch?
That is what injured him. It was when he came off the pitch. He was like he fell off a cliff and he rolled his ankle.
He went over on his ankle, which, you know, can be serious or it can be nothing, right? The way he was walking at the end, I think it's nothing. I think he just, because sometimes when you go over on your ankle like that, hurts like hell, doesn't it? You feel like but you feel like you've done your ligaments and everything, you know. But invariably, you know, if it ain't that bad, you've just gone over in your ankle and it hurts, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's difficult to stand on for a while. But the way he was walking at the end, he wasn't walking with a limp or anything. He was walking quite comfortably. So I hope that's all it was, just the initial shock and pain of rolling his ankle. He's really fast. He's one of the fastest players in the league. And when he get, you know, if you don't know him or you let him run into space like they did, You know, that was a great little run from him, and what a finish from Lanzini as well.
Because it was brilliant. It was
wasn't
brilliant.
easy.
But it weren't easy, but I do think Fredericks does get a bit of a bad rap, though. I mean, we know he's got limitations, but I think he's got strengths as well.
Yeah,
I think he's a really good player to have in your squad. You know, he is a good player. And the other one who kind of got pelters the other night, well, I think we have got to give him a bit of credit. I know he's rubbish off the ball, but on the ball tonight, and he was putting in a shift, was Yarmolenko. I think he played really well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think he had a great game tonight. I'd probably I'll probably, because of how crap he's been and the fact that he ain't been in the team and everything else, I'd probably give him an 8 out of 10 tonight.
The effort was definitely there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you know, it really was.
Definitely was. It definitely was. He wasn't hiding. He wanted the ball, and I mean, he gave the bench a bit of a dirty look when we used up all our subs, because I think he weren't banking on playing 90 minutes.
Yeah, no, he weren't. Not at all. Not at all. No. I don't think he's played 90 minutes for about 2-3 years, is he?
No, and I think that's why he missed the chance, because he literally had run all the way through. He'd taken it around the keeper, and then he literally couldn't lift his left foot enough to turn it in. You know, he was knackered. And Bowen, the other thing that annoyed me at the end.
Hang on a minute. Something in the what have we missed? Jesus Christ! Shocking luck in the draw. Can somebody post who we've got? Who have we drawn?
Oh, we must be away to Man City or something.
Oh, we've drawn Man City in the next round. No, we haven't. You're fucking winding me up.
The draw ain't happened yet, is it?
Someone's winding me up. City next Christ. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it has.
Oh, no way. That's
well,
got to
look.
be...
No. Don't worry about it. We're at home. And that'll be against Man City's excellent second string. Depending on our fixtures and how
it is nonsense, so, in it, because do you know what I mean? Because if it hadn't have been for the fact we was facing Man United tonight, he would have gone lighter on that squad, because we've got Leeds on the weekend. So it does benefit you if you do get easier, especially in the earlier rounds, because he had to put out a strong team tonight, a stronger team than what he would have. You know,
you're forgetting one thing, right? These are not the early rounds. We got a bye in the second round because we're in Europe. Right.
Oh, right.
So we're actually 2 rounds. That was actually the equivalent to our second game in the competition that we usually play. Yeah. So the next one will be our third game in the competition. So I think we're only 1 away from the quarterfinal, if I'm right. Or maybe that is a quarter. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know.
It
might be a last 16 game. I'm not too sure.
I'm going to count it up. Talk for a minute. I'm going to count it up.
But yeah, I think it's a really hardcore man in the match today. I mean, there was some really good performances, but for me, it's a really close run out of Bowen, who was outrageously good. I mean, I don't know where he gets his energy from. He was buzzing about, even towards the end. He just looked like it was like he'd just come on. He looked so fresh and so menacing. But Diop as well. I'm not too sure. I think for me, I'm going to have to give it to Diop. For me, my man in the match. I think he was tremendous tonight.
Yeah, I'll give it to Diop as well. I'll give it to Diop as well. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think the guy put a single foot wrong. Not once. There
was no errors at all. And I know, fair enough. People might say Ronaldo weren't on the pitch or whatever else, but do you know what? They had enough of a threat. I mean, Martial, he literally had Martial didn't want anything to do with him.
No.
He didn't want anything to do with him. You know, and he's it wasn't just he was commanding. You know, like I don't know whether he's learning already from Zuma, but because I felt like Diop kind of went into his shell a little bit, and then when we saw Zuma the other day, how commanding he was. Now he was telling everyone where to be, and he was at this big presence. That was he emulated that. It was that was what he was doing. You know, he was organising, and we've got. I think Moyes he's going to have a little bit of a problem on his hands. In terms of centre-back choices, which is a good thing. It's a great problem.
It's not a problem while we're in competitions. And talking of competitions, the next round is the last 16. So the round after that is a quarter-final.
Yeah.
So that's how far we've come in the competition, right? And with 16 teams left, especially with all of the big boys left in, you do run the risk of playing one of the big ones. And if you're going to have a chance of winning this competition, you invariably have to beat Man City because they usually get to the final. So why not play them now, especially at home? It's got to be done in 90 minutes and straight to penalties.
Well, it is what it is. With Jordan, there's no point moaning.
I'm not worried, Nick, about anybody now. I think we can go toe-to-toe with anybody. And look at the Man City results. They can turn up and be a bunch of superstars on their day, or they can turn up and not quite turn it on. And let's hope they don't quite turn it on. And let's hope Pep is going to probably play a strong team against us. And I think we'll have to play a strong team against him.
Well, it all depends how the league's going and how the fixtures fall, because he's not exactly pissing the league at the moment, is he? So he's going to have to concentrate on that. So fingers crossed, he does rest a few players. But again, like Man United, you talk about sort of squad depth. I mean, they are. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Even there. But you know what? After tonight, I'm not going to be like that, because look at the players they had in the pitch, and then they brought on Mason Greenwood, who is one of the best young attackers in I think world football. I think he's superb. And then they brought on Bruno Fernandes. I think Lingard. We know what a good player he is. Kept him quiet. He didn't really cause us any problems. So yeah, maybe you're right. I just think for that reason, I'm not saying that we can't beat Man City. I'm not saying that obviously we can. Yeah. What I'm saying is, because of our squad and our lack of depth and the way that these fixtures fall and the way they all cascade and sort of get compacted together, it would be nice to just have a bit of an easier draw so that Moyes could rest a few players. And he couldn't put out a weak team tonight, because we would have got absolutely annihilated. He couldn't do it.
I do agree with you, but I think if we win that, then we're going to fear nobody in this competition.
Yeah, I know. Then we'll lose to Brentford or something.
When you look at some of the draws as well, when you look at some of the other draws, it's really annoying. Preston against Liverpool.
That's what I mean.
Burnley against Tottenham.
I feel very hard done by.
What's that?
I feel very hard done by.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right. Listen, you live for nights like this where we're just beating Man United at their place.
When was the last time that we did this?
2007, we beat them. They said it over and over in the commentary. Yeah, last time was 2007 when Tevez scored. The great escape. Yeah, you had Rob Green on the Sky commentary.
That is massive. What a night they must have had. Was Chris there? Because I know he posted that video. Yeah. Was that Chris's video from the?
Yeah, Chris was there tonight. Chris was there tonight. He's
fantastic. What a lucky get.
Yeah, I think his daughter, it might be his son as well, live in Manchester. So he's always up there. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Though I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
I know. I'm gonna sleep easy tonight.
Yeah, we buried the ghosts of Sunday, because that was so disappointing, and it made everybody so angry, including me. I was fuming, and I don't usually get like that over football, but in a game against Man United where you're so close and you feel absolutely mugged off because we deserved the draw. We absolutely deserved the draw. It just made everybody angry. But that is just perfect revenge 3 days later.
It's perfect. It's perfect revenge. It's perfect for our momentum as well, because even though it's in the EFL Cup, if we'd have had suffered a second loss as well, it all counts. So we're back to winning ways. He's kind of. I think Moyes really rarely loses 2 on a bounce, does he? It doesn't. Right. It doesn't happen. So we're straight back at it, and hopefully, I think. Well, looking at Bowen, he probably won't need a rest because we'll need him at the weekend. But it was only Bowen, though, wasn't it? I think out of our regular starting 11, it was only Bowen that played. The rest of them were all second string.
Soufal played 75 minutes, didn't he?
He still looked knackered to me. Soufal, when he came on, he looks like he's struggling.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought he played well, though. He was fine.
Played well, but he looks. He doesn't. He looks like he's a bit leggy, like Souček did as well. He's looked really, really sort of fatigued. But I'm glad he didn't play. My God, because he was. You could see he was desperately in need of a rest, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I think Soufal wouldn't have come on until late in the game, if at all. If Frederick hadn't got injured, so it couldn't be helped. These things have to be done. I think it shows that he picked a good set of substitutes there, and
12 live viewers now. 12 live viewers.
Yeah, brilliant. We're
30 new record.
They're ramping up.
They're dropping off. Come back.
Boo-hoo. But going back to the last 10 minutes, I've got to re-watch that last 10 minutes because I want to see what kind of impact Vlasic had on that team, because
he was good. He was good out. I'll tell you what he's good at. He's good out of possession. So when we were, because it was end to end, it was going backwards and forwards, and what we were doing was we had a really good defensive shape, and what he was doing was he was marshalling in front. He was buzzing about in front, and he was kind of he was doing a good job. He was good. He made a couple of sort of tenacious challenges. He made a couple of runs. There were some positives there. His ball retention was good. His passing was fine. It was sharp. He didn't look out of place. But I just, like I say, I think what he needs is he needs to kind of like that was his chance to score a goal because he had the pace there. He slowed down. So when Bowen broke there, he was ahead of his defender. He was ahead of Bailly, and he slowed down. If he'd have carried on running, Bowen would have fed him in. He would have slipped him in.
I've got to watch it back, but we are nitpicking here because we just beat Man United 1-0 away. So can't really complain.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying for him, for Vlasic, that would have been the perfect opportunity for him to kind of get off the mark. And it was like, I'm far from moaning.
I'd just like to see what.
I'm just dreading seeing more moaning Vlasic posts again.
Yeah, what I want to see is what part he played in the 2 chances that we created.
Fornals was integral to them. It's the way he sort of immediately moves that ball forward. He's got such good vision, that guy from deep. The minute he came on, he's so snappy. He moves the ball so well. That's why I think long term, potentially when Rice goes, I think Fornals has got to be a central midfielder. Potentially because he gives, and do you know what? As great as Rice is, he may never go. He may never go. But if in the event he does go, I think that Fornals, whilst Rice has got other qualities, lots of them that we know, I think that Fornals potentially would give you something really good from deep, like that kind of creative spark as well. And he is tenacious. He buzzes about all game, doesn't he? He never stops. So I think he's got loads of options, Moyes, in that squad, and he proved it tonight. He proved it.
It just shows me that we haven't just got a first team. We've actually got a decent squad of players who can fit into the system, and we can play with a back 5. We can play with a back 4.
I agree.
We can switch it around. Fornals is, Zuma's come in and he's been brilliant, and there is a chance that Zuma is going to walk Hammer of the Year this year if he carries on putting in performances, without letting Lingard score. He puts in solid performances game after game. He'll end up as a cult hero. But the other cult hero is Fornals.
We have lots of them. We've got lots of players like that, haven't we?
Fornals is genuinely loved by the fans, and it took a long time for that to evolve and happen. But it's because the guy is genuinely top quality. He really is, and he's
got everything.
Well, he ain't got pace, but he doesn't need it.
I think he's got quicker this year. I think physically, I don't know whether that's part of Moyes' boot camp. Because Ben Rama looks like he's bulked up, but he looks like he's got stronger, and he looks like he's got quicker this year. Fornals, he's not as sluggish as what he appeared when we first got him. So I think, he's not a whippet. He's not going to skin a fullback or anything like that. But he's almost. I think he makes up for that with intelligence because he seems to sort of be able to think quicker than other players as well. He's brilliant. I think we're lucky to have him.
I think what he's got there in the squad, though, he's got like a selection box of different types of player. If you compare Fornals, Vlasic, Lanzini, Bowen, Antonio, and then you look at Krau and Souček and Declan Rice. You look at all these different players, and you look at the players at the back, and you got Johnson, and Johnson was solid tonight. And then you got Masuaku to add that other little bit of flair and whatever he does, because he doesn't know in midfield. And it's got to be midfield, hasn't it? I think as a midfielder. But Moyes can pick from all these different elements, all these different pieces, and fit them into the system. And it's gonna be a problem for the teams that we play against. As well as that, it's all underscored with a very nasty streak that we've got at the back and in the midfield. And even the guys who play like Lanzini when he plays in a number 10 role or something like that, even he likes a little bite into a tackle as well. And then you look up front.
Here, look, how rude is that? How rude. I don't even know who it is, so I can't block him. Right, hang on.
Yeah, I know.
No, but I'll tell you what, we're at half an hour anyway, Gal. So we'll call it a night. But over the moon, happy Hammer. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
I'm very happy. So good night all.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.